going on to you, Aquarius out here? How y'all doing, by the way? So for you, Aquarius, you actually have the Six of Cups, Eight of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Cups. So what's going on here for you, Aquarius? Obviously, the Six of Cups. You Aquarius pretty much already know bum-headed individuals that won't leave you, Aquarius, alone because they have a weird fascination with you that they haven't really learned to really address and articulate for themselves and really give it meaning or bring meaning to it to the forefront. So it just seems like this weird obsession with you. And the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Cups, you, Aquarius, seek shelter from these people's obsession because, or in other words, you don't want to be around these individuals because you, Aquarius, see it as being weird. And it is weird because why is it that you, Aquarius, have to go through this unwarranted obsession for no reason? Especially when you don't have to do all of that. And so it becomes this situation for you now where a lot of you, Aquarius, feel good about where you are and you know that it's not you, right? Because at some point, you begin to ask yourself if you're the one who's kind of bugging out. But then, as this continued to happen, you, Aquarius, pretty much realize that, this is not necessarily you to blame all the time. This very much so is a scenario where, this individual does need their own thing that they need to have going on. And so, yeah, so you're trying to create value other places, And I've talked about this before. If it's like a boss or something happened to you on the job, I've talked about this before. The art of having at least two incomes coming in. You don't want to, you don't want to be lax in either one. You want to be able to get the income up to where it is that you ultimately want to go. Because what ends up happening is that you want to make sure that your regular job, or not regular job, but job that you have, even if it fails you, you still have other things, right? It's kind of like an insurance policy, being able to think 2, 3, 4, 5, how many umpteen steps ahead. And so the thing is that the Queen of Pentacles now and the Nine of Swords for you, Aquarius, speaks about how you already anticipated this, and that's why, or you thought about this, and that's why you, Aquarius, are ahead of the curve, because you already have your own thing going on, right? And the Nine of Swords here, the Nine of Swords represents how this is a situation for you where what you've got going on, very much so, is like I said, you have your own ecosystem, right? Saturn, it has its own ecosystem. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and then Uranus, right? The planet. So the situation with that is that sorry, kind of ashy, the heat in here making my skin dry, but I'm addressing it, but the point that I'm trying to make here with that is that what you've been through obviously has been more than enough than what it is that you should have to go through. I've talked about this before of exes that don't necessarily want to go away, or whoever it is. It could be job, a person that just has made a conscious choice or an unconscious choice to just be on your case, to just try to be on your shoulders, every time they get a chance, bring some sort of stupidity to you. And with that, the best thing for you to do is to, like I said, stay quiet, set yourself up for success on the outside of that, whether it's investing in a business, right? Private equities, which is investing in a business by going there, whether it's investing in a business on a stock market, which is still investing in a business, by the way, and just whatever, other, of course, legal things that you can do, because you just want to be able to have different things, right? If it's a job, if it's love, yeah, same thing when it comes to love. Even if it's love as far as a relationship is concerned, a lot of you Aquarius are still doing a great thing by just not love. I'll say love and the business are kind of tied because together for you Aquarius, because it's more so a situation where, like, this person could be bringing their messiness, and you could be bringing their messiness onto the job. It could also be a situation where you Aquarius, you've got your own thing going on and it has nothing to do with your job, right? But they're trying to like do things to kind of make sure that you Aquarius don't elevate, and so you Aquarius feel like you got to get away from that, because I know a lot of you Aquarius are like trying to get away from this, and there's a lot of moving for you Aquarius, a lot of travel, like I said. And yeah, I've talked about this before, that Aquarius is one of those travelers. Aquarius, Aquarius, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Those five are big on travel. You know what I'm saying? Big on Pisces, not really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pisces can travel, but not really. The five known travelers are really more so those five that I just named. And the situation for you Aquarius is that that's what it is that you Aquarius are essentially striving to do, which is travel. And because a lot of you are thinking about getting out of this mess with this person, because a lot of you obviously you don't want to be caught up in this mess, whatever it is, because this person, not you, but this person, whomever they are, that doesn't seem to know how to stop being obsessed with you, they don't know how to not do that. And so for you Aquarius, obviously you don't want to do something that you'll regret. So you're being wise about it, and you are essentially staying away from them because they're goofy. They're just goofy. And so the High Priestess and the Ten of Wands here represents, again, High Priestess is secret admirers. So like it is, I said before, it could be individuals or a person specifically, but individuals to the collective who is bringing their messiness or whatever they may feel for you onto the job. They just, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is that they have, whatever made a beef that they have with you on the job. If it's romance, you're not with them anymore. But this is why you got the Six of Cups. You're not even with these people anymore. And it's like, here they go, not wishing to, not wishing to accept no as an apology. When I stopped trying to hang out with certain people, they wouldn't really take no for an answer, and they would stalk me. So you could potentially have a stalker yourself as well, like I was talking about, right? I have several, you know what I'm saying, that refuse to, but at the same time, it's like these individuals, though obviously there's something not right with them. But then you have the Seven of Swords, and so the Seven of Swords here just represents, you are putting up a protection, but you're doing the right thing by actually like deciding to travel, or staying away from these individuals. You're doing the right thing by doing that, because essentially it shows growth. It shows that a lot of you Aquarius actually have learned from your mistakes in the past, and that you don't want to again do something stupid that unfortunately you Aquarius will regret, right? We want to make sure that y'all are safe over here. And so a lot of you are basically putting distance between the two of you. You don't want to say where it is that you're going, obviously, because you don't want to attract the same dysfunctional individuals that you had to experience in the past, right? Traveling there. Because a lot of you feel like, if they'll stalk you there, then they'll stalk you pretty much anywhere. And yeah, depending on how bugged out they are, yeah, they will potentially stalk you anywhere. You know what I'm saying? you know, and you're smart to not say where it is that you're going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're pretty much, you're smart to not say where it is that you're going to a lot of people. I know where some of you Aquarius are going. Obviously, I'm not going to say where it is that y'all are going because I'm not going to do that. But so the thing is that you have the Sun card and the Devil card. The Sun card, well, these two cards both have to do with Aquarius because the Sun card is your opposite zodiac sign. It's Leo. And this just basically shows the spotlight of who was bugged out in the relationship. Like, if it's love, because I'm getting more strongly that it is love. It could be business, as far as the job or business or something like that. They could be bringing their stupidity and their messiness onto the job. But the Six of Cups here, and like other cups with the Knight of Cups and everything like that, this has a strong undertone of love. What's not necessarily being said directly is love until just now. But the Sun card here is Leo, and Leo is the sun. It represents the attention, right? The attention is you Aquarius see who was really wild and who really wasn't wild. And the situation for you Aquarius, you just see that it's not, you were wild, but you weren't the one that was the wild person in the relationship. You weren't the one that was the problem. They were. And so the Devil card here for you Aquarius represents how, well, the Devil card is Capricorn, which shares Saturn with you. So the Devil card here represents, and then Aquarius was also, before it was Capricorn that was seen as the devil, it was Aquarius. So, kind of appropriate in that sense, right? It kind of makes sense. So, not saying that you Aquarius are the devil, but what I'm saying is that, like, these cards have things to do with you directly. But the Devil card here for you Aquarius is about how, this person's connection with you, that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is that you're trying to break away from. You Aquarius are trying to, like, pretty much, a lot of you are trying to get away from, like, the dysfunctionality, right, of how some people move. You Aquarius are tired of dysfunctionality, right? That's what it is that I was saying. You're tired of having to deal with people who are emotionally illiterate, and you know what I'm saying? They've got other things going on with them, and they're just dysfunctional. And it's like, my gosh, why don't they, like, stop with the nonsense, right? So let's clarify the Devil card to help you, right? You don't want this connection with these individuals, Seven of Raphael, Two of Michael, New Beginnings, Nine of Ariel, and then you Aquarius also have the Page of Gabriel, right? To clarify the Devil card. So the Seven of Raphael, Two of Michael, and the New Beginnings here represents how you're in a place where the Seven of Raphael is at, and then you have other opportunities as well, right? And the Two of Michael and the New Beginnings is also about how it is that, by the way, Aquarius, don't tell people that you're moving. Don't even let people know that you're moving. Just move. If it's really that wild, see you Aquarius kind of wet behind the ears. I'm gonna have to kind of, like, put y'all on game. Don't tell people that you're moving. Just move. Just move. People will pretty much realize that you've moved when they see an entirely different background around you. The Two of Michael and the New Beginnings, right, represents how a lot of you are in a place where the Two of Michael, like I said before, y'all clash. You Aquarius don't want to have anything to do with them. New Beginnings, obviously new locations that a lot of you Aquarius are traveling to, and it's new opportunities and, like, a new chance to pretty much a new chance to for a fresh start. You know, you don't have to deal with stalkers, and it's going to take them a minute. So my suggestion to you, Aquarius, don't let people know where it is that you're going. Only trusted individuals, if you want to tell people at all. The Nine of Michael and the Page of Gabriel here represents how, and have fun, you know, do your thing and have fun. Also, too, the Page of Gabriel, new beginnings, right? This, you should feel glad about this, because if you're trying to like get away from dysfunctional, messy people, this will most definitely help you. So this is confirmation that it is going to work, right? But you know, have your head on your shoulders, you know, and be strategic about how you move, because you have people out here who on some setup stuff where they want you to like they want you to bug out and make mistakes so that you can end up, you know, messed up in the game. Don't do that. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 29,682. No, 88 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you want to come through and get a personal reading, the link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Peace. Have a good one, Aquarius.